There we go. Oh, okay, sorry. This is the first time I've ever streamed Dakota River Bend, which is a casual RP server for um, Red Dead Redemption 2. So for my test, which we're going to be testing my newest character I created. Nobody knows her. She's completely unknown. Doesn't know anybody. And her name is Shifting Spirit. So backstory, she was supposed to be wed to the son of the chief of her tribe, and she refused. So, because her love was somewhere else, and of course, to do what she did to refuse being married to the son of the chief, she was banished from the tribe, basically cast out in the world. Pretty much the clothes on her back, a bow, some arrows, and a hunting knife. No food, no water, nothing. So that's where she's starting. I'm actually doing this in a live stream because I'm basically improving her backstory, and this way I'll have a record of it. And so let's go ahead and get started. Her journey starts. She was cast out at night, stumbled upon Manzanita Post, and that's where we're starting. For those that have never played the Dakota River Bend, like I said, it is a mod. It's a casual RP server. Wonderful, wonderful community. That's where I'm going to be doing all of my white hair investigation videos going forward. It's going to be coming off of this server. But we're going to see how streaming goes by using a little shifting spirits here. She has no horse, no guns. The only weapon she has is her knife and, of course, her bow on her back. That's it. Go ahead and make her way. Light water. if we can make some money or do something. I haven't figured out if I'm going to be playing neutral, good, evil, chaotic, lawful. Should probably be lawful. That makes more sense for personality, which is still in development. Now, she is going to be a herbalist that I can get more out. So she may be no, the daughter of the minister. Make her, of course, may have secretly be a medicine woman. Of course, in the DRB, as opposed to online, it took me a while to get used to the DRB because it's a little bit, a lot different than online. There is food and water, and you don't eat or drink, you will pass out. So there's consequences. Of course, running, fighting, all that uses up your food and water faster. So that's why I'm avoiding doing that. I will need to get a lasso. Of course, this um this time of the perpetual day, most people sleep or they're getting up to go to work. So there's probably not going to be a lot of people on. That's why I chose to do it. Probably not going to be anybody watching the stream this early. She's very low level, so just that little bit hurt her stamina a lot. But I did get it one shot. There is a neat feature that DRB has. Of that is that whenever you skin an animal, everything goes in your inventory. Originally, I thought about playing. I think I'm rethink that because I have to walk everywhere. Of course, I do have two other characters, but you can have up to. Of course, I've got Ainurauco, the white-haired lady. Wouldn't have come over here if I couldn't have had. that I'm gonna be doing my mystery video over here. Um, then there's Rosalind. Rosalind is she's kind of making a name for her. And there's a throwaway character just for that I'll be using for different parts in my videos and stuff. That that will change out as I need them. Then there's this one. I mean, I don't have a lasso, so it can be done. You can actually tame a horse without a lasso. It's not fun. It's hard. It can be done. And now, level 6, just like a regular RDR online, I don't think there's a limit to how many levels you can get. Of course, when it comes to actually interacting with other people, you have to use the RP jargon for everything, which is absolutely fine. I haven't learned all of it, so I screw up. Making my way back over to Lightwater. I'm actually thankful that person didn't stop because all the interactions in the game, talking around, all has to be in character. I have no idea what kind of character it's gonna be, what it sound like. It's not like I can disguise my voice. And of course, later on today, I will be streaming Sons of the Forest again. So that's what you come here for, because that's what I streamed yesterday. I'm going to be doing that later today. This is just a character building test run. Call it a character building test. I still haven't been touched yet, which I first thing there with no horse. Making our way back towards Black. We're on the right way. And we could be running all the way there, but of course, we're going to use up our stamina. Going to cause us to use up our food and water, of which we have very little. I don't want to wind up starving to death trying to get it. And once we get there, the way Dakota River Bend has it set up is there's a job board, and you can pick any job you want. Like I made her a little herbalist. There's also delivery jobs. They basically they give you supplies, they give you a wagon, go deliver it to a location, you get paid. Uh, Rocky, I'm going to say good morning, but you said good morning, man. Uh, you forgot the "wha" in front of it. I'm just messing with you. How, how are you doing this morning? Oh yeah, yeah. Normally I'm in bed this time of morning, but unfortunately my insomnia has come back, so I'm wide awake and thought, well, since I'm going to be building this character in the Dakota River Bend, um, I'll go ahead and I'd also try and stream and just see if I was going to be able to stream it because Dakota River Bend's on the PC. It's the casual RP modded community of Red Dead, and I'm going to be doing all my investigations in the DRB. So I was well figure, could I record? Could I get everything set up? Because it's easy to do it off of the PlayStation, but the PC is a little bit different. And this is actually one of the characters that Ainurauco will be interacting with in some of the mystery investigations. So might as well go ahead and get her built up, or at least get her established. That I like the DRB version. I guess you'd call it a version. It's an entire community built around Red Dead Redemption, but there's no griefers, and I love that. I mean, I just walked this little girl all the way from Manzanita Post to Blackwater. Saw one person. They were in a hurry, so they didn't stop and talk. But there's actually consequences to just flat out shooting somebody, because you can get their ID number for their character, actually report it to the law, which there is actually, player interactive or player. The law people are actual players, is what I'm trying to say. So when you report it, they actually in game investigate it, track down the person, and can, as they say, boot them out of the county permanently. It's actually really nice. Oh, and you probably noticed my voice is a lot cleaner, clearer, and no echo. I did a lot of work on my studio to try and get all that freaking echo down. We have made it to Blackwater. Of course, like I was saying earlier, this time in the morning, the town is probably dead. That's one reason why I wanted to do it now, so I didn't really have to interact with people unless I wanted to. Mm-hmm. Food, food's kind of decent, but I mean, right over here to the fire because I killed that deer earlier. I dropped in really. Yeah, you can actually write out little sticky note kind of thing. You have to craft a notepad. You can write notes and drop them on the ground, and people can come along, see it, pick it up, and read it. It's actually really neat. Got the community Whitewater. Oh, think, yeah, it said 1 p.m. Not 1 p.m. That, oh, that from cook that up too. Now, this little girl probably won't have much live streaming time. That's going to be probably reserved for either Ainurauco or Rosalind. This, this little girl is just part of a story arc that I'm doing. But now the story arcs are going to include me actually solving mysteries. So it's not like just a whatever. Um, I'm still gonna be solving the mysteries in Red Dead. I'm just gonna do it with a little bit more style now. Definitely need to go get some water though. Got to get something to drink. And we'll gather us up some water to take with us so that we have some in our pouch. Because water is free. As it should be. Sometimes it comes from a questionable source of whether it's good or not. Oh, and I apologize, Rocky. You said ma'am, not man. So I apologize. Good morning. My eyesight may be a little bit blurry this time. Come on. There you go. First thing you do, drinking right out of Lake Ladaheck. More drink. All right. Now we can just a whole bunch of bottles to take this. Look, it's 3 bottles of water. It takes 3 bottles to fill your bar up. So basically, each bucket's one full bar. What, like 5 bars worth? Of? You know, most people don't realize that the fringe on Native American garments actually serves a purpose. Some people think, oh, it's just purity. No. What it is actually for wicking away water. So whenever their clothes gets wet, that fringe, because it's smaller, draws all the water to it, and then it basically beads up on the end of the fringe and falls off, and the clothes dry. That's actually a very good idea because most of the clothes was made out of leather, and once it got wet and dried, if it didn't wick the water out fast enough, it would harden the leather. That would not be good wearing that. I think that's enough water for us. Go ahead and head into the any money. There we go. We got $13 on it. And usually when you start off, you have $125. Everybody does. Whenever you're creating your first clothing outfit, pretty much you can select anything you want. Um, it's gonna be $25, and then every outfit after that is $25, and you can actually save them just like you can regular online. And if you're lucky enough to come across a cosmetic satchel, they are expensive and pretty rare, I think. You can actually change your clothes while you're out, no matter where you're at. Otherwise, you have to find you a wardrobe, like in the store or something, and go to it and change. This little girl will probably always be in this outfit, so I don't have to worry. Got a little speck of meat on us. Got the general store right here. Okay. And their reservers start every 3 hours. So it keeps it up, keeps it fresh. Over here, food, because they've got it set up. They'll tell you what the meal of the day is. We're used to seeing those stews because that's what Crips cook. We don't cook anything in RDO. Crips does it all. I'm gonna go ahead and get a Saint Denis stew. $7. That is gonna go ahead and we're gonna run a delivery mission. Run it. Gonna run one to a location and run back and get paid for both of them. So we get a little bit of money. Go ahead. Stand here to borrow a vehicle. It's a delivery job. That's a player. Alright. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna accept the job. We're just gonna run out to McFarland's ranch and back. Of course, there's always two ways to do these. And you'll see people doing them a certain way every time. You can take the wagon, control it yourself. Now, I am driving a little bit fast in town. There is a speed limit, believe it or not. Keep players from running over other players. So when you're in town, just, normal speed. And bump it up just a little. Now, if you've played RDO online, or even played story mode, you're used to seeing the yellow trail on the minimap there. And of course, you can always manually control it the whole way there. Always manual control in town. That way I can see who's around. Once I get outside, though, I am notorious for letting the horses do the driving. Then once you get out of town, of course, you can pick the. Now, the only problem with doing it this way, and I had to learn this the hard way, is other people had the same idea. So while I'm on autopilot, technically autopilot, cinematic mode, at full speed, going down the middle of the road, they're in cinematic mode, going down the road in full speed. So you gotta be careful with that. You also gotta be careful with, sometimes you'll meet somebody on a horse or somebody driving a wagon that's just a local, an NPC. But you don't know that because I could address her to look just like an NPC, a local. And nobody would have known that I was anything but a local. But then you get the kind of people that love to kill locals because they're not actual players, and they'd wind up killing. I just want to get these 2 deliveries done before the server restarts at the top of the hour, because like this location right here, typically like revenue when you do moonshine, there's a chance that a NPC gang will spawn in at that location and ambush the first traveler that comes through after this reset. We're just headed out to McFarland's Ranch. Well, we're going to take a load of cotton to Bonnie McFarland's Ranch, pick up a load of hay, and bring it back to Blackwater. And these little delivery missions are great when you're first starting out. Like, I think to McFarland is $24. From McFarland back to Blackwater is $25. So you can make $49. Each way is 4 minutes. So in 8 minutes you make $50. Doesn't seem like a lot coming from Red Dead Online, but in the DRB world, that's actually decent money. It's not great money, but it's decent, and it's enough that you can still buy food at the cafe, food and water, and still be making a profit. I think I figured it out. Y'all know how I am. I love crunching numbers and figuring stuff out. You can make roughly $375 every hour just in cinematic mode. You're literally picking up a delivery, go cinematic, hit this, get the horses going, and then just keep an eye on the road. You never want to leave it unattended because you don't know who else might be doing that. And of course, you can rob people in this game. I mean, you have to RP it out. You have to say, hey, get there. You can't just walk up, shoot them in the head, and rob from them. That's illegal and can get you reported. But if like somebody rides up and goes, hey, your wagon wheel looks like it's about to fall off, and you stop the wagon and get out and look at it, and as you're looking at it, they pull their gun out and aim it at you and go, why don't you go ahead and get your hands up while you're there? You just got robbed legally. So there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, you can report it to the in-game law, tell them, hey, this guy in a brown jacket, give them a description. They can see if they can find him, but if they don't, you just lost your money. But trust me, I've been robbed a lot. We've even had those people, well, if I'm squatted down on the ground and they're behind me with a gun in my head, I'm just gonna pull my gun out and shoot them. Technically, would you do that in real life? That's the way the RP works. You wouldn't do it in real life. You wouldn't do it here. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna select Blackwater Stables. See, here's what I was talking about. Like, we haven't even moved yet, but if I go straight cinematic, just tap the horses. First thing they're gonna do is try to find the path. See, they're turning by themselves. They're up on the road, and we're out of here. I hate that button. So at least now our little 15 spirits girl has, I think, like gonna be like $62. So that's more than enough to buy meals, whatever. I definitely need to get a lasso so that I can go out and find a horse and tame it. You can buy horses in the stables, but I want her to have. She's gonna be the type that's gonna go out and find a wild horse and try and tame it. And this spot right here is a major crash site because people coming down that hill this way can't see me crossing the river right now until they're already up on me, and by the time they stop, we've already collided. BRB also has property. They've just now introduced a brand new camping campsite system, which I wish RDO had. Um, you can actually select different sizes of camps. You can also, if you get, it's like $10,000. It's the biggest camp, but it can have up to 9 people, 9 individual people with their own little camp spot inside the bigger camp. Um, there's one. It's got 9 that one of my characters is part of. I've got the bounty. Y'all, if you play RDO, you'll notice the bounty tent, a wash tub, the working bed, a hitching post for my horse, and so that's Ainurauco. The other character that I have has a teepee, an actual teepee that's her. I put down my camp. I claimed the spot at the camp. Put my teepee down, a bear rug, and a bedroll. I mean, there's lots of customization. Ooh, it's nice. It's really fun. It's really interesting. And me being an old school RDO player, coming over to this was a what would be a culture shock, I guess you would say. Going from something that was a really good game. Don't get me wrong. I love RDO, RDR2, RDO. I love them, but they've reached their limit. There was nothing. Rockstar already announced there's nothing new coming out. It's getting to a point where, like, I couldn't even live stream it anymore because of stream snipers. Uh, because people had gotten to a point where they were trying to find something new to be entertaining for them. So, good friend Perno, Ben Deep, may know him, seen him in tribute commentaries or something. Very, very dear friend. Said, hey, why don't you come over here and check this out? See if you could do your mystery videos from over here where it's a little bit more protected. So that's how I got over here. And if you are an RDO player or have ever watched RDO streams, you'll notice this place looks a lot different. This part right here looks normal. Got your stables, telegram office. But that is not in RDO. They have built an entire town square. And oh, here's a marketplace where players can sell stuff to other players. So it's really neat. That hotel's not there. Got a huge fountain right there. It's really, really pretty. They put a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of money into building this. Now I get to walk around as a Native American girl. Got kicked out of her tribe. Cormont. That is a gun shop, a doctor's office, bar, and hotel all in one.
Evening, ma'am.
That right there is a local.
Oh,
How you doing, sir? See? Local. Take off. That we are at $56. Oh yeah, we bought that one plate of food at the. Now the one thing this game doesn't have is notice when I hit that up in the top right hand corner, it just got
how you
4
do, miss?
white squares. There's no ability card. There's also no auto aim, so it's all free aim. You either get good or you don't hit your target. Think that I could just walk right up, set up. Sorry, Mister, didn't scare you. I could just walk right up and kill him and be done with it. He's a local, but you gotta look behind you because there may be a player that plays the marshal or a deputy standing there watching you. I kill him, they can arrest you. But there's not. And then immediately put the knife up. Because if you're standing over a dead body with your knife out and somebody sees you, they can report you. You got 15 minutes. Server restart.
Evening.
Evening. Evening. You okay there, mister? You kind of staggering. See, that deputy that we passed was an actual player. So he'll come around the corner, see that local laying there, but he can't say anything to me because he didn't see me do it. That's the main thing, getting spotted. But we are going to go get for the server restart. Also, well, actually, before I go get a horse, I got to go get lasso. Can't really catch a horse without. Probably do. Even though I don't really want her to be a criminal, she doesn't know any better. Because right now she's just in survival mode. Wherever it takes us. I'm gonna see if we can find a local on a horse and take his. Hey, mister.
You reckon you're quite something carrying that thing around, huh? What's wrong with you? This some kind of
And the local is gonna borrow his horse. Gonna head up the main. Anybody that sees us will think this is our horse. Like there wasn't no law around because, again, I just killed a local and they could have, arrested me. And and the way the time in the Dakota River Bend works is minutes equals days. So if you get a 5-day lockup in the jail there, that's 5 minutes. They can also
Being state officials.
see that was 2 deputies riding into town right there. Luckily, the deputies in this game that play the law in this game are 90% of them are super nice, uh, super sweet. You do have some that actually play the Western law dog, and they're not so nice. I don't know if they're corrupt or not. They could be, but that's just how they want to play their character. Up here to Crip, where it all started. Now that I had the money to actually afford a lasso. Get your horse up. Don't run away.
Howdy.
Hey JP. Hello. Uh, it is RDR2, but it's the Dakota River Bend community. So it's a modded community.
Howdy. Excuse me.
Excuse me, please.
This place is awesome.
Very nice. Very nice. Getting to hit my push to talk button, so y'all can hear me, but they can't. Need a yeah, it's very, very close to perfection. I mean, and they're steadily adding in more content, polishing. So it's very, very, very active. I don't see a lasso. Entirely sure where we'll get one. Camping. Uh, I figured it'd be there, but I'm guessing not. So we're gonna have to ask somebody where we would get one of those. Get to have a little bit of RP. Oh, here's pardon me.
Howdy.
Do y'all
Howdy.
know where somebody could acquire a lasso at?
The only way I
Actually, hold on
would.
a
There you
second.
go. Hold on. I think she might have an extra one.
Oh, that
I think I bought one too many yesterday.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Puppy. Puppy, no, let me pet you, puppy. Damn it.
There is a cute dog. Oh, there's two of them.
Okay, there we go.
I have an extra one. Hold on 1 second.
Oh, thank you.
Shit, I can't get this horse to flee.
There you go. Yeah, everybody should have a rope. It's all good.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've
They.
had so many people help me, and we've only been here for a couple days, so
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah,
definitely with my regards.
yeah. I just got banished from my tribe today, so that kind of threw me out without anything.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Just because I wouldn't marry the chief's son and frown on that.
Oh, I know how men can be.
But thank you kindly for the rope, man.
Not a problem. I understand how it can be. My mother was Cherokee, so.
Yes, I'm Cherokee.
Oh, so.
You wouldn't happen to know Chief Greyhawk, would you?
I've heard the name. Don't know him personally.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was just curious.
I'm basically on my way. I've got some hunting to do to try and get me some food.
Well,
Okay.
enjoy. You might want to stick somewhere close by for the next 5 minutes or so, because you got about 4 minutes now until a storm's about to hit you, and you ain't gonna be doing too much anything.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And
That's
it's
why we're here.
important
We're
to
just
make
kind
sure
of
you
taking a break
you
till the
send
storm
your horse
hits.
back or flee your
Yeah,
horse
flee your
out,
horse
or
if you
your horse
can.
can get real sick and give you a problem.
Oh, that's not my.
Okay.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because somebody told me.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna nap up.
Right. They have no clue that I've actually been on the server for months on different characters. So that just shows you how good of a community um this is. Is I was like, can I get a lasso? And they're like, yeah. Oh, we got an extra one here. Let me help you out. Well, it's actually funny you say that, JP, because on the Dakota River Bend, they do. Um, like this particular character I'm on is she's a Native American, a Cherokee, banished from her tribe because she wouldn't, like I said, wouldn't marry the son of the chief. Her father was the medicine man of the tribe, so she learned how to pick herbs and make potions. So she's a herbalist. But up in on the Dakota River Bend, you can see the map looks a little bit different with the icons and stuff. Up here, there is an actual there's a player run Indian tribe that inhabits the Wapiti Reservation, and only Native American characters can live here. And if you're not Native American and you get close to it, you have the chance of being shot, just flat out. I think they're right now that particular gang tribe is about 30 members strong. So when you roll up in there on your little horse with your little shotgun, you got 30 Native Americans that are wanting to take parts of you. And they have legal right to fire first without question. Because everybody knows, and it's made abundantly clear. Now, if they've never seen you before, they might talk to you, let you know, hey, you're on Indian land, get off or die. But they don't have to. They can, even the marshals, the law dogs, will not go up here. If you tell them, hey, a Native American robbed me and took off towards the Wapiti, they'll look at you and go, well, why don't you go the other way? Because they're not coming. Uh, and they have a neat feature in this game because you can actually rob banks also. Let's see, Saint Denis, love Saint Denis. The bank in Saint Denis is right here. So let's say that all of the law has posseed up and they're riding in a group, and they're all the way over here in Blackwater, and you rob the bank. Yes, you can rob the banks in this game. You blow the door to the vault room. The moment you blow that door open, it sends out an alarm because we do have telegraph, so it makes sense. It sends out an alarm to every law officer currently, air quote, logged in, on duty, as they call it, and they can come and respond to that bank robbery. So when you and your 6-person gang, you and 5 other people, are in the bank robbing it, there can be up to 6 lawmen coming after you. So I love that aspect of it. So you've one of my characters, Rosalind, is a criminal, and she has been involved in several bank robberies where you can take a hostage. Has to be a real player, can't be a local. But you take a hostage, and you can negotiate certain terms with that hostage. Like you get a 4-second head start on the law before they can even pull their weapons out. Things like that. So it's been real fun. All right, and of course the server just shut down. It does that every 3 hours, and it's down for about 2 minutes. Austin BMX actually runs the Dakota River Bend, and he has got some major hardware backing this server up. When it says restart, it's not like 30 minutes, an hour. It's like 2 or 3. Gonna pop that up there while we're waiting. There we go. And it's already 2 minutes after, so by the time I get loaded back in, server will get back up there. Yeah, if you've never caught any of Austin BMX's streams, because like I said, he's they call him the architect on the server. He's the grand wizard. And he goes into a lot of the details and stuff whenever he's streaming. There's also over on Twitch. I don't stream on Twitch. I stream on YouTube. But I am part of groups that do stream on Twitch. So like CMAD TV, Hayden_MJ, Bullpew, which Bullpew is hilarious. Turno, of course, does videos here on YouTube about some of the camping and stuff like that, explaining it. So if you really know some of the ins and outs, Turno been in the details. It's very good. It's his excellent. And my new web series, White Hair Investigation, still doing the mystery videos, which are going to be done in the DRB with an actual backing story. So they still have all the detail, the theology, everything that exists for this kind of blended with the storyline. And of course, it's going to be a bigger mystery underlying all of that. Just getting loaded in here. Don't like to show my character screen because I have 4 characters and I like to keep one of them. Go ahead and get Shifting Spirit logged back in. Of course, her entire backstory, all that, I didn't write any of it. I just made it. She got kicked out of her tribe because she went and married the son of the chief, and the rest of it I've been making up as I'm screaming. Here. There, she is back in. Of course, that horse that we borrowed is not here. Giving it time to make. Howdy.
Howdy. Trying to get this fucking seat thingy to work for me here. There we go. Let's see, what can I do here? Guitar.
Very nice.
Just waiting on my wife to wake back up.
I'm waiting on my brain to get unclouded.
Get all the yeah, I understand that, and then my shit fucking takes a few minutes to wake up too. Did you make your mocks?
I did. Yeah, made my hair outfit.
Very nice. This is nice. I like the white.
Thank you. My father was the medicine man.
Welcome back, baby.
Thank you.
Yeah, I got a letter out to Mr. and Mrs. Black there. Told him to head out this way for a minute. I wanted to show him a thing that we might be able to take advantage of Mr. Black's trapping abilities with his job there. Might be able to make a little bit extra money off of some of this hunting shit we've been doing, you know.
That
Okay.
husband and wife engaged. I don't know if they are in real life, but they're just going along with it.
That
RPing.
and hanging out about up here. Might run across fucking Chief Greyhawk and find out if they still needed some backup up this way.
Yeah. Most
Secondary,
definitely.
ma'am, as a thought process, the chief up in this area right here in Tall Trees and the Aurora Basin area has been saying that there's been folk up here attacking natives and fucking with some people up this way. So keep your eyes peeled and shit. And if you see anybody wearing, I don't know if you saw my belt buckle, the little red 3 rubies there, or my wife's jacket, feel free to run up to him and be like, "Hey, somebody fucked with me, and we'll fucking protect you real quick." Like, we
Oh,
go by the Black Main Militia.
oh, thank you very much. Yeah, I've had only had one run in. Luckily, I hid in a bush and they didn't find me.
Good. Well,
But
just as the thought process, though, I know like we talked to the chief yesterday, and he was saying that there were some people messing with him, and then he sent me a telegram and said, yeah, the people were back, and didn't think he was gonna have to call on us so soon, but he went ahead and shot the telegram to us to let us know. So I've been trying to make my presence up in this area a little bit more, see if I can't find him, touch base with him again, you know.
oh, absolutely. Well, thank you for the information. I'm gonna go see if I can pay me a horse so that I have some way to get around.
Enjoy. Good luck. You got to
Safe
make sure you
travels.
keep a little bit of money on you too, because when you go to tame that horse, you got to have a little bit of money in your pocket in order to be able to tame it and put it in the stables.
Oh, thank you. I'm sure I'll
Yes,
come
ma'am.
across some money. Y'all have a good day.
You have a good one.
Yeah, you as well.
See, as you can see, the RP's not that serious. It's not like you have to be in character 24/7. You know, you can't cough and character can't cough unless you've actually got a cough. You know, stuff like that. There, it's not that serious. They like me and the one guy player there was talking about our brains still a little foggy. It's just we all know what we're talking about. Just kind of flavor it up a little bit. Like, oh, I'm waiting for everything to quit lagging. No, I'm waiting for my brain to not be cloudy. So it's not that serious. But JP, you did ask about the Indian tribe, and as you can see, he's talking about the chief of one of the local tribes. Gonna head down here, see if we can find us a horse that we can call our own. That way, we can actually call it when we need it instead of having to borrow from the locals. Uh, that's of course, that's the moonshine shack up there on the hill right there. A lot of the properties in the game are actually ownable. In this version, of course, they're ownable, so players can actually bid at the auction house and buy properties if they're up for sale. Or you can just pop a camp down any you want to. See that the wagon? Get it yet? Now I could have jumped on that wagon for a free ride, but since I didn't pay for a ticket, that'd be considered illegal. And I'm still a wee baby, and the NPCs can kick my butt if they get the drop on me. Following this road, because if there is people out here hunting Native Americans, definitely don't want to be on the road right in front of them. There is a person that plays a character. I hate to say the word, but they're psycho, and they're a wagon driver, and they just run around county. What they call this version of RDO is a county, um, trying to run people over. So they're a hit and run with a wagon, but they won't just run over and hit anybody. They'll actually drive past people and be like, if you're on the road when I turn around, I'm gonna have to hit you. And then they'll turn around. Well, if you're still on the road, they run into you. Now, here's a player camp. Now, I'm not invited into this camp, so hopefully they're not home. That right over there where you see that smoke, that is actually the racetrack. We have our own racetrack. It's also where they hold rodeos and bull riding. See, hello? Hello? Anybody home? Hello? So nobody's here. So you can see, that's one person's camp. They've got a forge here for blacksmithing trade and an outhouse. They got a tanning rack. Each one of these tents belongs to a different person. What? 1, 4, 5 total. But they got a choke wagon out here, scarecrow, of course. Chicken coop, chair. So you can actually decorate your bases up really nice. I think for this would probably be a large camp, I'm guessing. I mean, it's definitely not a master. If they've only got 5 tents, it's probably a large. And each person, other than the owner, so each member is allowed to place 5 items. The owner, whoever owns the camp, can place 5 items. And then I believe it's another 10 for having the camp, and then 5 additional items for each person that joins. So 5, 20 plus 13, that's 30 plus their personal 5, so they can place 35 items. You can actually decorate your camps up and stuff really nice. Plus these torches right here, because I have one at one of my characters, their camp. These will light up and put out a lot of light. And when you place it, you can see it's not touching the ground, so they didn't sink it. You can raise and lower it. They could have it like in the top of that tree over there. So now the horses spawn out this way. Go out towards all clear. Yeah, I've actually had the fun of watching one of the races here at the racetrack. They're good. They so don't go just one lap. They'll go like 2 or 3 laps and take a gander at. And again, this whole thing because you know this is not a want that got the grandstand here and all those benches are fully functional. So and they're having a race. Those up there are full of people, and then they're out here racing on the track. They've even got the starting gate over there where the flags are. Really, really nice. Those horses go. We're just and they do have animals set up in a unique way. Funny. Um, Animals are on a timer, so they will spawn in, and then if nobody's around for a certain length of time, they automatically spawn out until somebody comes back in the area, and that keeps server lag down. But it also means that like if you're in an area and there's no animals, you ride out of the area, turn around, and ride back in. Animals will respawn. I love that aspect. But in this instance, where I wanted to get a horse, don't like somebody's nice deer standing there. That's some buffalo. We're not gonna mess with the buffalo because I have no horse. They're bigger than me. Seeing this red show up, I think there is a. Oh, no, no, we're not going near that. That right there is a. This would be the equivalent of a stranger mission. Anywhere you see smoke, be those areas they'll spawn in. There'll be 4 or 5 people standing around in a safe. Okay, and basically that's the same way you get recipes in RDO and you write the remember the poppy seed whiskey recipe. You had to find a count. Well, that's the equivalent of it. They could have money. They could have recipe, food, be just about anything. But I'm a baby. Bunch of that's not. I'm not after bunch of buffaloes. Or actually, since I'm playing, yeah, but you can't have grief. So they have the laws that are in place prevent griefers. You have to RP it out. So even though I'm a Native American, and let's say there was uh go all out, me as a Native American, if I came up against the white man and say I'm like I am now, I'm stalking that there's another player standing there, and I'm sneaking up on him. I can't just stand here and shoot him. That's against the rules because there was no interaction whatsoever, and that's the exact thing that we all hate about RDO is another player shooting you for no reason. You might not even know they're around because they've been purposely stalking you. But they're there, and I walk up. I'm like, "Hey, get your hands up." Got my bow already. Go ahead, get your hands up. Well, now there's a chance for us to talk and interact. And lo and behold, after talking to this person, find out it's Johnny Two Toes, who is a ally to the whatever tribe I'm in. If I'd have shot him without any interaction, but then I just started a war, and we may have lost one of our best allies. But if I like, hey, who are you? Well, yeah, but CJP, didn't they have rifles in 1899? So if it's period accurate, you can use it. Because that's what the DRB is about, is keeping everything as accurate to 1899 as possible. So, here's, so it's not about, taking away from the world because there are no griefers. I could be a griefer. I could see a player riding down here that's, Caucasian. I'm a Native American. He's part of the army. The army killed my family. I kill him. I just became a griefer. But now if I stop him and talk to him and we come to a mutual agreement, because you can do this on the server. We say, hey, let's have a little, I'm going to stop you, no guns, or only knives for the scenario. And we agree on it, then we can do that. But if it's just, random, like they're riding down through here, I can stop them and threaten them, but that makes me a criminal because I threatened someone who, at that moment, was innocent. Now, he may be the biggest gangster on the server, but because I threatened him first, I'm the criminal. Is that a horse over there? Oh, please be a horse. I think that's them dabbling deer. Yep. Still looking. See, I'm pretty sure I could have asked that couple, hey, could you help me catch a horse real quick? And they'd been more than willing to help me. But remember, this is an RP server, so therefore my character would not be asking them for any kind of help. As far as that, now, like a rope or something like that, that was kindness, but I would never get on a horse with them, because that's the equivalent of getting into a car with a stranger. I love watching the buffalo play. See, a lot of this you never get to see in RDO, because, the animals are hunted to, basically out of existence. And you also can never get to. My best not to spook them. They will charge me. That one right there has got a little skittish of me. They don't, as long as you're squatted down or kneeling, they don't run off that. Because they're not threatened by it. They actually tweak that to be a little bit more realistic. Usually there are sit over there. I did. But we've got dinner at least. Throwback. Good next shot. Yeah, if you want to go over to Lancaster. So yeah, if you go over to the Discord, if you have Discord, I believe it's Discord lately. You look up the Dakota River Bend. Um, anyway, look up the Dakota River Bend. They've they've got all the rules, guidelines, everything that you have to follow in order to be a part of their service. So there's certain rules, regulations. One, of course, is no talking about real world stuff when you're logged in as your character. It's like if I met someone and it's like, hey, you got a cell phone? They're gonna be like, what's a cell phone? Because they didn't exist in 1890. We can talk about airplanes because there are flying machines. There's two of them. As you're going in towards Armadillo, there's one of them. But those do exist, or the idea does exist. You can talk about telephones though, because there's one in Blackwater, one in Saint Denis. I know landline phone. Most people are nowadays. I grew up on a landline, so just keep it realistic for 1899. And I find that enjoyable because when I'm doing my investigations, I do them from a theological standpoint, so therefore I'm investigating the time period. That's one of those wonderful. That's a deal. That's one of those wonderful newspapers in the Strange Man's Cabin were so interesting because, like, the Farmer's Almanac was 1929. It hadn't even been written yet, technically, in the game world. So how in the world did it get there? All right, we get a page here. I don't see any houses. I think what we need to do is sneak into Blackwater and borrow a local horse so we can go. Hmm. Definitely make traveling a lot faster. Little girl dressed in all white running across a desert. Not obvious at all. That horse. Bernard. Innocent. See, if somebody has a good, clear, crisp microphone, and you talk to a local and talk to them, they sound the same. So you don't. That time you don't know if you're talking to a real player or an NPC. But you can find out real quick. Blackwater here. It looks a lot different here than it does in RDO. Yeah, one of the best ideas they had. I think every town has a marketplace, so it's basically a player-run market. I can walk up, take an item, put it up for sale. Another player says, comes along and goes, "Hey, I need that," and buys it, and I get them. So they basically have a booth for everything. I think that's a butcher. Pretty sure that says butcher. So like, example right here, collectors. So like, if you've collected 10 of 2 of cups, and you only needed 1, you can sell the other 8 here, and somebody come along and buy it. And they've got a flea market, just random every farmers market for all produce. I mean, it's really good, and the stuff like the produce stuff actually has a purpose, because there's one of the roles you can take on a job, if you will, is a chef, and you can cook stuff that other people can't cook, and then you can turn around and sell it. And I definitely love a good steak and potato. We are looking to temporarily acquisition somebody's place. I don't like doing that. Well, except for on my criminal. My criminal will do just about anything. But Ani and this girl are supposed to be good people, so they don't commit crimes. Well, Ani might commit a crime in the pursuit of a mystery. This little girl doesn't want to do any, but I have to make sure I don't steal a player's horse. It's one of the things I like if I own a horse and I didn't hitch it. Now, if you own a horse and you hitch it, nobody can unhitch it but you. So nobody can steal it. But if you don't hitch it, somebody can come along and steal it, but then your horse icon will show on the map. So you can actually tell the law your horse went this way or that way, and you can track your horse down. That's an NPC. That's an NPC. Two over there. But now, you as a player has the ability to stand and do that exact same action. So, if I was dressed like him, I could stand here, lean back, smoke a cigarette, and when people walk... Oh, sorry. As real players are coming in and out, they just think I'm an NPC. Need to find no reason we can into. Yeah, Saint Denis is the most lawful town there is, or has the most law in it. Blackwater would be second. Valentine, we call it Valencrime over here, because it is it has law in it, but it's almost a lawless town. There's bar fights every night, shootings, stabbings, everything. And a single horse. doesn't anybody ride a horse around here anymore? I just have to do some delivery jobs and earn the money and buy one. Didn't want to do that though. I really wanted her to be able to get on her own. That. Yeah, I think that's a That wrench back into that wagon face first. You're a horse. Hey, you know, when you ever notice when you don't need something, it's everywhere, but when you need it, you can't find it? And it's probably because it's nighttime. During the day, there's a lot more NPC traffic. So they actually adjusted that out because at night you don't find a lot. Howdy, mister. Are you doing all right?
Goddamn idiot!
And we just stole a horse. See, I could have just walked straight up and knifed him, but if there had been a player, you can actually get banned for that. Because there's no interaction. That's why I said, got his attention first. I said, hey, mister, talked to him and everything. When he didn't respond and just said something random, I knew that he was an NPC, so it was okay to knife him. In the game right now, let's see. Yeah. 39. So there's 39 people logged in at like 8:30 in the morning. Now the server can hold up to 200, and it during the nighttime or the evening, it hits that rather. Have any food? Got a little bit of food. Of course, I got some meat that I. All right. So there's usually a herd of horses. Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. Depends on where they're at. Now, like I said, during the evenings and nighttime, um, just about every town is packed with people, and there's people out in the wild and everything. this time of the morning though, most people's either going to school, getting ready to go to work, or haven't woke up yet because they game till 4 o'clock. Right there's what that's what we're looking. This point, it's not a white one. We're gonna just hopefully I can get it right there. Dang it, missed it. Okay, let's go after that black one with the white mane. Come on. Got it. Got it. Alright, calm down, calm down, calm down. Easy, easy, easy. Come on, come on. No, you're not bucking me off. Nope, nope. Got you. Alright. And that's how you tame a horse. And now here's the fun part. It's still not mine yet. I did break it and tame it. Now I can either take this horse and take it to a fence and sell it and make a little bit of money. I could if I was a horse trainer. Or I can pay to have it stabled, which makes it permanently mine. So yeah, they're one of the jobs, whatever, is horse trainer. So you can actually go out in the wild, break horses, and then stable them for a fee, and then train them up. And like an RDO, the max level is 4, level 4 bonding. Here it's 999. This little Now, I have my settings turned down. Normally, you can see these circles a mile away. I got to turn that. Disable the. What name? Friends. Right, that horse is now mine. Right now I am a whopping level 7. I mean, I just created her a few hours ago, so, and I've been taking it slow. You can actually level super fast if that's what you're into, but this is an RP server, so other than, your health and stamina, levels don't really mean. You walk up to somebody and go, hey, I got 50 books, which is what they call levels. They're going to be like, okay, and it means nothing. We now have our own personal settler. Of course, Ainurauco has a white Arabian, Rosalind has a black Arabian, but I'm not playing this character that way. I want her to be not simplistic, but she has no, money means nothing to her. That has no greed or is going after money. She just wants to survive and live to see tomorrow. Yeah, luckily for me, I come from an old school D&D and Vampire the Masquerade back when it was pen and paper. You know, so I've had my fair share of RPing sessions, but the RP here is a little bit different than. But it took some there's a slight learning curve. I run into the stables here. Oh, a whopping how much money we got now? It cost us $23 to stable that. That's not a bad price. I have broken a Missouri Fox charter before, and that was $97 just to put it in the stable. So even if you break them, it's still going to cost you something. On towards runs between. And the only thing we're going to do is we're not even going to put a saddle on. We're going to put a bridle and probably a blanket. We just want something. Gotta be the right color though. Those are all what? All okay. Just not. No. Kind of smoke, kind of. That red circle standing. Table. Oh, it's 6:30, so I gotta do. Yeah, see this red circle I'm standing in? Walk out of it and access the stable. I walk in, down bottom right hand corner, option up. Where you stand when you want to access. We need to a little bit more money before we start buying equipment. But oh, got to make it on horse. Make action. There we go. Now, whistle.
Morning.
Howdy. So, it's actually more fitting like this because that would be more realistic for her. We're actually gonna just head up to Anthony to post. So what little bit of items we got from killing, those Crips will always buy those. Pretty sure we just ran over something. Somebody on a pretty white one. There. Put us a little waypoint. Where we go? Right here. Oh yeah, it definitely did. I whistled. Right. Oh, we're right here, buddy. Why don't you go for a run real quick? Disappear and a whistle. It comes right to you. Now you have to be careful. In the DRB, because horses are really happy to see their owners to the point that they may not stop when they come running at you. Now, unfortunately, I don't hunt from horseback because, well, if you've seen any of my streams, and you know I have problems with my hands. So, uh, I usually hunt stealthily. That way I can get close enough to get a shot on them without them seeing. I'm going to cut straight across. Now, there is a difference in some of the animals in the DRB as opposed to animals in RDO. Bears don't like you. Okay, if you meet a bear, uh, not a black bear, but a grizzly bear, if you roll up on one of them, you probably ain't gonna be rolling out of it unless you know you already got your guns out and ready because they do some damage. Muskrats will bite you. They kept that in it, and I love that. Probably that meeting was.
Makes you wonder.
Yeah, I love how they redid Manzanita Post. Um, this is that we're actually below ground right now. This is all YMAP. So one of the developers built this, outfitted it all out, and when you click on the door, it sends you down into here. So technically we're below ground right now, but that's the way some interior. So I'm gonna sell crypt with a little bit of items. And a pronghorn. I know I don't have any big ones. Any feathers? Any feathers? Nope. Claws. Get any claws? I mean, we haven't been hunting much. Killed a couple. Probably gonna have some antlers. But one of the things I like is ever talking to Chris. See how right here, bottom it says sell 3 pounds of bulk parts. A lot of people never read the fine print, and basically this would anything that Chris buys you can sell it all at once in one big price at a 20% discount. So you lose money. Did have some. Think that should check. Oh, there's something. I don't know what that is, but probably the animal fat or something like that, which we need to keep. The other. There it was. Your heart. 1 pound of 20. No idea what. It was just one item. And that put us up, we're back at $57. We can buy a bridle. We technically don't need it, just for look. I'm just glad we actually have our own horse now. Now, granted, like I said, if you're doing the delivery mission from Blackwater to McFarland, and then McFarland back to Blackwater, that turns out to about $375 an hour, and it's 50 XP for each delivery. So that's 100 XP every 8 minutes. So that would, you can level up really quick and make a lot of money really quick. For doing nothing. You're just literally in cinematic mode. But that's also boring. Got you. Oh, dismount into a fence. Meant to do that. That's a feature. Now, for people that are really good at free aim, hunting is no problem. For me, it's excruciatingly painful and hard. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to ride you all the way around. Seriously, horse? You better make this jump. You better make this jump. You better make this jump. Thank you. Now, I know I can't take down a buffalo. I can take. Quit moving, horse. I knew you was gonna get up. Oh, you didn't make it though, did you? Step it with a knife. Like I said, the fact that you don't have to put your skins on your horse, it just makes it goes in your inventory. You know what? We don't have Deadeye. Yeah, Deadeye does not exist in this community. Deadeye, ability card, explosive ammo, explosive arrows. All the stuff that griefers love to use, we don't have. We actually did manage to take down a buffalo, so it takes 4 shots with a regular bow. Yeah, if you notice, JP, stamina, it stays out. As low a level as I am, I mean, just trying to shoot a bow, I'm gonna drain my stamina completely and hurt the bar. So that's why I don't worry about it. Especially on a newbie character. Now on my two main characters, I keep a close eye on health and stamina all the time. As you can see, drawing the bow, see how quick that goes down? Because there's no sense in filling it back up, because the next thing I try to hunt, I'm going to empty it out anyway. Got it. A good shot on a ring neck. And let's just pop it open. I want to pull its little heart out. And there we go. Oh, no, that looks more like a little 3 XP off of that. So you can actually level up just hunting. You can technically level up doing anything. I mean, if you want to be a miner and go out and mine ore, you can just sit in a hole all day. As long as you got food and water, you don't have to leave. Just sit there and mine and level up that way. That's miner is probably one of the best. I'm not gonna call it AFK thing, but that's technically. You still have to hit the button, because you hit once to start mining, and then it will randomly say hit your pick button now to collect the ore before you fail. So you can actually sit there and watch videos and just listen for the sound and do it. I have done that. But then again, I mean, depends on the moment as to what you find fun or not. So there's some people as soon as they join the server, the first thing they want to do is grind and get as high a level as they can as fast as they can. But they're not actually, they're playing RDO, they're not playing DBR or DRB. No, by leveling, your health and stamina increase every time you level. No, you would actually drain your stamina by running. But yeah, just leveling, because I mean, for level 7, you can see we got the white bars up there and the black bars. Once that fills up, that's our next level. And of course, it's just like any other game. Every time you level, the next level takes just a little bit more to get it. A little bit more. So that it's not just, breezing through. Right now, we are just trying to get food so that we don't die. Of course, I mean, now I could take some of this money. I could walk into the general store right there in Blackwater and buy a whole bunch of cooked meat and pay for it. But that's not how I'm playing this little girl's a Native American Cherokee, so she knows about hunting and providing for herself. So we're not even gonna attempt those birds. I ain't wasting arrows. Now, my other character, Rosalind, who's my criminal character, she actually she's part of one of the gangs on the server. So they do very illicit activities, and she's usually a guard or a lookout, but she still gets paid. So she's sitting on about 20,000. Because she's done a lot of nefarious activities. So yeah, there's also a farmer role, which is a very good role. I've actually thought about this little girl being a farmer instead of a herbalist. It just didn't fit her story. But one of the things that you can grow is marijuana, and you can harvest that marijuana and then turn around and sell that marijuana. And of course, it's highly legal. If you get caught doing it, you're going to jail. And when I mean jail, I'm not talking about like the little bitty, where is it? The little bitty jailhouse right here? No, you're not going here. You're going here. You're going to Sisika. And it carries a major jail serving time. So I think it's something like 600 and something days. So that'd be, like, might as well say 600 days, so 600 minutes. So you're going to be, your character is going to be stuck in Sisika for, like, a few hours worth of game time. Or it'd be days in game time, but in real time it'd be hours. And you can't just walk out and leave. There are security that and snipers here that you go outside the walls, they shoot you. So not only are you serving prison time, but you're serving prison time dead. Of course, your character can respawn. Of course, you're not permadead. So that's how they deal with griefers and criminals. Is the first few times you're going to get actual in-game jail, and then you would get permabanned if you keep doing it. Which, you know anything about prison, that is not a story you want to tell the other inmates. No, you can't break out of Siska. Now, a regular jail, like in Blackwater or something, you can break out of that, because I helped break some of the gang members out of jail during a live stream. That was freaking awesome. But Siska, there is no breakout, because at that point, the admins are now involved in your jail time. So yeah, that's the quickest way to get permabanned. Oh, we got some buffalo. We are going to... Oh, you dodged right at the right time. Come on. We're here and you're down. Gotcha. And got our arrows back. Definitely sitting on a little bit of some good meat. Ooh, may have time. Got one. I shot him in the butt on that one. Oh, come on. See, when I was chasing that buffalo, I noticed that wagon stuff out there in the middle of nowhere. Gotta watch out for things like that, because that's how people will see you doing something. And if they're criminals, they'll wait to right when you're about to finish and then roll up on you. so that they catch you while you're. I wish we could. There is a different kind of arrow that I can make. I can craft an arrow that's stronger than the ones I've got. I can also craft the improved bow, so that it gets stronger. But gotta have the recipe for the bow, and got to have the recipe for the arrows, both of which I don't have. But if I could sharpen these arrows, I definitely would. I've got food. Put on in the black water. Cook all this up so I have food to eat. Luckily, meat doesn't spoil. So they had talked about actually adding that into the game, but enough enough of us is like, no, we don't want that. They're like, okay, we won't do that. We'll leave it like it. So I don't mind playing a RP game where you gotta keep it a little bit realistic. That don't bother me. But when the game I'm playing is just like the life I'm living, then why would I play the game? There's gotta be some advantage. Be right back, Ryan. Got some bird meat. That was from that ringneck pheasant. And you can cook up to 5 pieces at a time. I never remember how much I've got. That is one of the things they want to add in, is that when you highlight a recipe, it tells you how many pieces you have. That would be really good. I know I've got a couple of pieces. And right now the menus are all JavaScripted, so every time you select an option, it resets it. But that's okay. That's not going to bother me. Why is that guy walking? It was 4 pieces. We should have at least. Also give quite. Oh yeah, absolutely. There actually is gourmet recipes in the game. A chef can cook 'em. But I'm thinking, venison over an open fire, or even buffalo over an open fire, worth it. Got 1 piece. Forget I'm gonna go ahead and put that bow up, because you definitely don't want to have your weapon drawn and just walking around town. You know what? I think I'm only gonna get a blanket. water down here in the bottom down. That's my water, food. This, of course, is you're speaking. You can actually change from a whisper. This is the range. That's it. How far away people. This little handy tells you how many people in a given area around you, so you can actually see how populated the area is. Yes, I know I'm feeling parched. I'm talking. Many arrows. Still got a bundle of 4 plus 19. So I've got 69 arrows. I'm gonna put a button. Still waters. There we go. Need something to make the contrast. See, that one kind of and don't need anything else. The saddle, like that, just like. All right. I think we are going to call it there for the. This is why we're going to call it there. Normally it's always evening or night. We are going to call it there. So try and get a little bit of rest, and we'll be back later today with more Sons of the Forest. If I'm going to stream that, see if we can get some. Actually, the entire purpose for a horse blanket, as they're called, is a barrier between the hard leather saddle and the horse's back. You never want to put a saddle straight on a horse because it'll rub a blister on it and you could wind up killing the animal. The blanket actually provides a cushion between that hard saddle and any of the metal attributes or tags or tacking or anything like that on the bottom side of the saddle. Takes the horse's back from that. It'd be the equivalent of get a plastic crate, put it on your back, and walk around on all fours. That constant rubbing is gonna hurt you. But if you put a blanket in between the plastic crate and your back, you have some padding. That's what the purpose of the horse blanket. Yeah, it doesn't help the human; it helps the horse. And of course, if you know anything about horses, um, a cowboy or cowgirl's most prized possession is their horse because it's the most expensive thing they own. It's your mode of transportation. Uh, Everywhere. It can also help with hunting. Uh, Believe it or not, a lot of cowboys would take their saddle off of their horse and tell their horse to lay down at night, and the cowboy would use the horse's stomach as a pillow and to stay warm. Yeah, believe it or not, you could get away with shooting the human a lot easier than you could get away with shooting the horse. If you shot someone's horse, they would hang you for it. If you shot the person, depending on the reason, you could get away with it. If it was a fair duel in the street, because dueling was actually legal, and it was a way of settling disputes. As long as you abided by the rules of dueling, the whole showdown at sunset thing, or sunrise, or high noon, or whatever. But as long as there was a valid reason and you both had a fair chance, you killed the other person, you walked away scot free. But if you shot their horse, you got hanged. But yeah, we are going to call the stream there for the morning. Like I said, I'm going to get some rest. I'll be back in a few hours. Hope everybody has a great rest at the beginning of the day. I feel weird saying that, but I hope everybody has a good rest at the beginning of your day. There we go. Hope everybody see probably at about 12 or 1. And until then, don't forget to check out my channel here on YouTube, White Hair Investigations. We're going to be doing a lot more investigations using the world of DRB to complete them. It's going to make it a lot easier and a lot more entertaining because there'll actually be a story to go with the investigation. Everybody have a great day. Be careful chasing rabbits. Remember, they have very small rabbit holes. We have really big heads. You'll get stuck. And as always, don't forget, bye-bye.